Hello friends, welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Meg. I post free hair education every single Monday, and we are doing part 2 today of our Neapolitan transformation. You saw our before that we started with last week, and this is what we ended on. 1 pack of extensions after a full platinum card. And here is what we are going to finish with today. I love Neapolitan hair, any chunky hair. Threw in a little bit of a raccoon tail there. So let me show you how I did it. So this is actually going to be a really unique video because it's at my class. So you can see Bet over there on the left side. She is my really good friend, and we put together this Vivids, Rainbows, Block Color class. And my Neapolitan model here was kind of a surprise add-on that we did at the very end of class. So at this point, everybody had already been there for about like 3.5, 4 hours, I think. And we were like, do you want to see Neapolitan hair? And they did. So we did some Neapolitan hair. But here you can see I'm basically taking a big vertical section in front of her face. So that's all like a money piece, except instead of doing any kind of diagonal, I'm just going straight down from the top of her part line all the way to in front of her ear. I would say I'm doing about inch thick sections. So it's kind of up to you how thick you want to make it, but we're doing about an inch here, and I am using Danger Jones semi-permanent colors. So for this pink, I am using 80 grams of Cheap Date, 25 grams of Hustler, and 15 grams of Cyclone. Cheap Date is the pastel pink, Hustler is the like regular bright magenta pink, and then Cyclone is the like light silver. I almost like to use it not only to like make the color more pastel, but it kind of gives it a little bit of a cooler, more muted pink versus like a really warm pink. So that's also why I like the Cyclone instead of just using like a clear or a conditioner. It has that little bit of a coolness to it. All right, now let's talk about her middle blonde color and then the raccoon tails. So for the blonde, I'm not really using a color. I'm almost using it as a barrier. So for the little lines that I'm painting right now on the plastic sheet for her raccoon tail, I am using a mixture of conditioner and Cyclone. So it is mostly conditioner, but there is a little bit of that light silver I was talking about before, just to kind of cool down that blonde hair. So not a lot, it's mostly conditioner, but it's a really great barrier to use not only for the raccoon tails, but to keep the pink and brown sections away from the blonde. So even though it's not really going to change the blonde a lot, it's going to lightly tone it. I would think of it as like a purple shampoo. So that's basically what I'm doing, using a purple conditioner almost as a barrier on the blonde. And then I like to put it in between the pink on the raccoon tail, as you can see here. And it just helps give that barrier. And then just like when I do rainbows, I am rubbing those lines together so we don't have any really harsh lines, even though it is a raccoon tail. And kind of standing in front of the camera as usual, because it's me. Plus I'm distracted by 25 other people. But you can see I'm just painting on that conditioner and Cyclone to make a little barrier there. And then you will notice a lot of people walking around and coming to see, because that was how we wanted this class to be. That's how I have all of my classes. I always tell people to feel free, walk around, come stand behind me, come check it out. You don't have to sit in your chair for the entire time, and I love doing that. But this is the fun part now. So as you can see, I am doing brown. So this is semi-permanent color, believe it or not. Here I am going to show you how I made the brown. So I'm using the same conditioner, the Demi-Permanent B3 conditioner. I'm going to use 25 grams of that just to show you how I made this. Obviously my bowl was a little bigger. We're going to use some Diablo, which is a dark red semi-permanent color, doing about 4 grams of that. And then next up, we are going to use blue, Solitude. And we are just going to combine all 3 primary colors to make a brown. Easy as that. So you don't have to mess with demis or permanents or anything like that, because we just want semis because she likes to change up her color a lot. Now we're coming in with Starrider, which is the marigold yellow. These are all Danger Jones. And now we will mix this up and get our brown. If you want it to be more coppery like I did, we're adding a little bit more of the red. If you want a more cool toned brown, you want to add a little more blue. And if you want a little more of a golden brown, you can add a little more yellow. It's as simple as that. We are just working with color theory. And so I've got this almost like a slight copper, nice brown because I wanted it to be pastel and real, almost caramel. So now we have our beautiful caramel color and it is gorgeous. When it dries, it looks a little more brown. And here is the exact formula. Once again, if you want to screenshot or anything, 25 grams of conditioner, 4 grams of Diablo, 4 grams of Solitude, and a little less of the Starrider. And here we are painting on the brown now. So you can see I'm working with the tape-in extensions that we put in. So those ones you have to really saturate by themselves and make sure that you're getting everything covered. Because tape-ins, it is like extremely hard to saturate everything. You really have to work it. But you can see I just did those 3-inch thick sections all the way from root down her head. We started with the pink one, then we went to our blonde middle section where I threw in 1 raccoon tail in the middle of it. Now we're on our 3rd brown section. So after this one, we will go back to pink. But I am really saturating that extension and then moving through. And now that Bet was done talking to them, she is coming over to hop on with me and she kind of helped paint that other side, which was awesome. And you can see I'm using my pink just to kind of start my next section and create a barrier so that I don't get any brown onto it. This is very intricate. You have to be so careful that you aren't getting the color onto your other sections. That's also why I love using that conditioner and Cyclone in that middle one, because we really want that barrier there to keep the other semi-permanent colors away from it. So once the semi-permanent color hits the hair, it encapsulates, and so it's a lot safer and you can lay other colors down on top of it and you do not have to worry about bleeding. Just like when I do a rainbow panel or like the bubble technique where you're laying the colors down on top of each other, they are okay because of the encapsulated color. So that's very important that you have that barrier or that you are super careful. But you can see how I'm just following the curve of her head now, and my pink section is just another inch thick right behind the brown, except obviously heads don't go in a straight box line. So now it's curving around to the back, and we can get these beautiful sections that are going to wind up connecting to each other as we go back. And there is my lovely friend Bet. I'll throw up her Instagram right here so you can go follow her. She is incredible. We planned this for a long time and it finally happened. And she came all the way from Ohio to San Diego to teach this class with me. We sold it out and oh my gosh, it was just so much fun. I got to show her all around the city and it was a great few days. But as you can see, we are almost done here. We have got our beautiful connected pink panels there. And then you can see all the way around. We've got our raccoon tails, our gorgeous sections, and I am just repeating that same thing over here. We have a little more that needs to be pink. And then we'll have our barrier blonde section after the pink one, and then finally one more brown section in the middle back. So it's pretty simple. You just have to make sure that you are really saturating, keeping your sections clean and not letting them overlap. Following the natural curve of your client's head is super important, and just seeing how their hair falls. So you also want to be cautious of that. because where their crown is, that's pretty much like the furthest distance of what's going to pull forward, and then the rest is going to pull backward. So you really want to be aware of how your client's hair lies before you start this process and decide how thick you want your sections to be. But for the most part, as long as you keep them very clean, and you can either do vertical or even have a slight horizontal to it, just follow it around, keep it even around the part line, and you really can't mess it up. And now I'm going to take that last brown section and clip it away and put my little conditioner barrier on. Now, I know at this point we told everybody they could take a little break and grab food in the back, whatever they wanted to do. Bet was washing out her model. I was just finishing up these last few sections, and everybody had already been there for so long, and I had to wash out my rainbow model from before still. So it wound up being quite the long day, but it was such a fun class, and I really appreciate like all 25 people that came out. It was so much fun. And now we've got our barriers in, we can finish our final brown section. Look at this. I'm so excited. So we are basically just doing this little inch panel right in the back of her head. And once again, really saturating everything, especially those extensions. And we are almost done with her beautiful Neapolitan hair. But you can see how much I really saturate and how careful I am when I get to the base and I'm applying it. Really making sure to stay off those other areas. All right, and then as soon as we are done applying this, I let her process while I rinsed out my other rainbow model. And then I only had to use ice cold water, no shampoo or conditioner with semi-permanent color. And especially when you're doing something like this with a lot of other colors, you don't want to risk the chance of any kind of bleeding. But look at that beautiful finish. See how it kind of changes as it comes around and it makes different vertical stripes. Here is my rainbow model. So cute. And then here is Devo being tortured by the ice cold water, rinsing out her Neapolitan hair. And after I rinsed this with ice cold water, I just used the K18 leave-in mask, the heat bounce spray, the repair oil, the Astrolift volumizing spray. You can see everybody's coming around to watch the washout because they were like, how are they not going to bleed? And I also used my leaf and flower frizz remedy spray and 7-minute blowout. And then dry her up real good with my towel. Look at that gorgeous Neapolitan hair. So excited. And then you can see everybody's back in their chairs ready to see the final products. And Bet is blow drying her gorgeous rainbow model. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. And now we can blow dry this Neapolitan hair. And look at that little raccoon tail peeking out. It was just so much fun. Here is the straight Neapolitan hair. Absolutely gorgeous. That little tail is so cute in there. My scene girl heart is so happy. And of course, the front, nice and straight, but you have to wait till we curl it because that's when it's really gonna look amazing. And here it is. So gorgeous. So you can see in the back how beautiful those lines work together. Absolutely stunning. I am just obsessed with chunky color. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for another tutorial. Please like and subscribe and come back for more every single Monday. I will see you later, and I have some really cool stuff in the works, so I will see you then. Bye.